Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. As many of you know, if you've been watching the channel at all, this is Graham's and I's first season of doing this whole reselling thing. So we're running into probably the biggest problem that most resellers in the Midwest or in the North anyway run into, and that's garage sales have just dried up for the year. They're non-existent anymore. The weather's keeping them down. I think at the time of recording this, it's about 12 degrees outside, not counting wind chill. So there's no garage sales in sight. So today we're going to talk a little bit about some different ways to get creative with your sourcing and how we're still finding products. But in the meantime, we've got about 10 products that actually sold overnight that we're going to grab and just see what sold and what's going out on eBay today. And then in amongst that, we'll talk a little bit about some different ways that we're actually sourcing. So I think the first thing that sold that we're going to grab is a little Snoopy plush. So let's go grab it and we'll get to getting stuff. I think that's him right there. We grabbed him. He was just sitting in a box for 50 cents, so we grabbed him thinking maybe because he was in the bag he was worth a little more. Truth be told, he only sold for $1.99 plus shipping, and we had 50 cents in him, so we didn't get hurt, but we really didn't make anything on him either. Let's see. Next thing, we're going to grab a Department 56 Bright Lights reindeer. These little guys right here. And that is part of our bulk buy of Department 56 stuff. You can see all the way inside the reindeer all lights up. We had to do a little bit of battery cleanup on these to get them all working, but they all do work. And we got it listed, and this one sold for $9 plus shipping. And it looks like we sold some more snowmen. Slightly less breakable than the others we've been selling. These ones are actually wooden. All right, so those three snowmen right there sold as a lot. They're all wooden. They're like, I don't know, almost like little stair rails people cut and painted. So they're pretty cool. So we sold the lot of three of those for $12 plus shipping. A single football card. Looks like one of the Bo Jackson cards, so we'll grab that. And that's him right there. Now, for anybody doing cards, in my very limited experience, and it is limited, we have very little experience selling cards, I wouldn't recommend necessarily sorting or opening a bunch of cards and trying to sell singles like this. This is going to take forever to get all these sold. Selling them in boxes or packs seems to be a much quicker, easier way to sell them. But that said, this is just an ungraded raw Bo Jackson rookie card from 1988, and we sold that card for $10.49. We'll say that seems to be an exception. Most of those cards are worth about $1. A Department 56 looks like Tatty Eve Knoll. That's this guy right here. All right, so the Tatty Eve Knoll house sold for $24.99 plus shipping. And then we have a Pinewood log cap, and that's that guy right there. And that one sold for $20 plus shipping. Some more football cards. Another box of these here, these wax packs with the bubble gum in them. Now, anybody that knows anything about football cards, comment below and tell me why these wax packs like this are more popular than the cellophane packs that look like those. It seems like these sell quite a bit better than these do, even though there's actually more cards in these. So same cards, just more of them. It's just these are in the original wax packs, those are in cellophane packs. If you know anything about cards, let me know below if that's true, or if I'm just seeing something different on my side, or if it is true, why is that true? So anyway, these sold for $104 plus shipping. So we actually took an offer on these. They're a little bit cheaper at the moment. And then we have two cassette tapes. We got Metal Killers Collection Volume 1 and 2, or Volume 2 Part 1 and 2 rather. And we sold that set for $11 plus shipping. So don't discount old cassette tapes. People are still buying them, and these ones actually sold pretty good and fairly quick. All right, guys, so sourcing. Probably the number one place we found as far as getting the best deals with the best return on profit or best return on investment for the stuff we buy is garage sales. But living in rural South Dakota, We got about 8 months of the year where garage sales just aren't even a thing. Like they just don't exist. People close up their doors and they go inside for the winter. So we've been looking at different ways to find products and keep bringing inventory in so we don't just have to kind of shut everything down during the wintertime. Some of the ways we've been doing that is by looking at Goodwill. It's not the end of the world if you have to go to Goodwill. You're just going to have to search really hard for, for a decent deal. And when you do find them, just know that you're not going to get that spend $1, make $10 profit margin when you're sourcing from the Goodwill. They're going to take a little bit of bite out of that. So kind of as we go through these things, almost, some of these are considerably less profit, but they are profitable. So I think what we're going to do going into the winter is, one, look at all these alternate sources of sourcing items, but also try to buy bigger items. So during the summertime when garage sales are abundant, we could buy $1, $2 items and make $10, $20 kind of all day long. And that's what we try to get the bulk of our inventory from. We're seeing that's not going to be possible this winter. So we're trying to grab bigger deals, bigger items. So rather than spend maybe $5 and make 50, we're looking at maybe spending 50 to make 100. Some of the places we're looking for those, and you guys can look for them too, small town thrift shops. In our area, we live in that town, but what is the population of our town? We live in a small college town with about 7,000 people in it. When college kids are here, it's close to 10,000. But I grew up in a town with about 700 people. So one thing I know about small towns is every single small town around here has a thrift store, a secondhand store, something like that. So we actually plot out a radius around us. We try to about once a week or so, where we can make a circle and hit all the small towns around us. I don't know what it's like in your area, but in South Dakota, about every 10 miles, you have a little town somewhere. So if you hit all those within, say, an hour radius of your house and just pop through them, a lot of times those small town thrift shops have some really good deals. So that's probably the number one tip we can give you. If you don't have garage sales, try to find those small town thrift shops. Like I said, the Goodwill, we do okay there. We try to only hit them about once a month because they're really sporadic and the profit margins are really low there. Bin stores and liquidation outlets, about an hour from us, we do have a couple of bin stores in town. I'm not talking about Goodwill bins. I'm talking about like just the normal overstock liquidation bin stores. We don't go on their really busy days. We don't go on their $5 and $7 an item day. We go on their, basically we're throwing this garbage away days, the $1 an item type days. And we tend to look for stuff that they have a lot of, like the trolling motor jackets. We've sold quite a bit. We've made a ton of money on those and we paid $1 a piece for them. Facebook Marketplace, we do a lot of searching on there. You got to be quick on Marketplace. You're not going to find a deal that's going to sit around on Marketplace. If you find something that you think is worth it, speak up for it right away. So it's kind of one of those deals you got to really be on top of it if you're going to use Marketplace. That said, there's almost always something that other resellers are missing or other people are missing on Marketplace or one of the other places that are, they're just overlooking them. They don't think they're worth money. We're always finding a deal here and there that have been on there for 2-3 weeks that just nobody's even seeing, or they're seeing them and they're just not thinking it's actually a good deal. We just had that happen to us actually, and we brought home like 2 laundry baskets full of Nerf guns for $20 or $30. Some things do get missed and it's worth keeping an eye on. The other ones I would mention, and we don't hit these near as often, but we try to keep our eyes open for them, is flea markets, estate sales, and auctions. We have yet to do an auction. We've done auctions before. We've been in auctions before, but not since we've been resellers. We're kind of excited to do some more auctions this summer, and I've been watching out for them this winter. But estate sales, auctions, and flea markets, I would say give them a shot. Go see what's in your area. That's kind of what we're planning for the winter. And I'm really curious, what are you guys planning for the winter? Do you guys have other sourcing methods that you don't mind sharing with us people up here in the Great White North that are kind of snowed out of all of our garage sales? Let us know in the comments, and we'll see you guys next time.